May we have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen? Good afternoon, everybody. It's hot outside, all right, but then everybody's face is looking pretty bright and looks happy. So glad to have you all out here. I am Bhaskar Jyoti Mahanta. I happen to be the General Secretary of Society to Harmonise Aspirations for Responsible Engagement, SHARE. It's a think tank, as we like to call it as a think tank. We have emanated from Northeast India. Everybody who's kind of connected with this particular organization has had some state of Northeast as a Janambhumi or Karambhumi. So you can see the screen the persons who are involved. Mr. Mathur, he's not here today. He conveys his best greetings to you all, ladies and gentlemen. He's out on holiday. General Kalita, he was commander of Eastern Command, Indian Army. He's our vice president. I happen to be the general secretary. I was DGP Assam. Right now, I hold the post of Chief Information Commissioner Assam. And Mr. Vardhan Shringla has been also the author of the concept, along with Abhijan Das, the young fellow who is down below Mr. Shringla's photograph and who is sitting right here next to me. He and I, we happened to write the approach paper for this particular organization. And Mr. Shringla had thought that I'm wearing too much of a police hat and writing the concept. So he had advised me to take off the police hat. And that's how various verticals have come about in the share. Number one is the global affairs, of which Mr. Shringla himself is the chief. Najib Arif, who's now in the ITC, he's a very senior vice president, and he looks after trade and connectivity. Mr. Samudragupta Kashyap, he is presently the chancellor of Nagaland University. He looks after the area studies because our focus is Northeast India, trying to find out the similarity of our own people and the states rather than dwelling on the differences. And we also explore the similar kind of similarities with our brethren in Southeast Asia as well as South Asia. And we'd like to be the Northeast voice for policy framework of Government of India. And so we have Subimal Bhattacharjee, who is the driver of today's campaign. He is a cyber expert. He regularly writes in newspapers and magazines. And Subimal takes care of our vertical called Emerging Technology. The musical diva, Sunita Bhuya, she looks after the cultural studies. She's going to be presenting a little musical vote of thanks today. I hope I'm not breaking the secret. Anyway, Abhijan does, of course, he will look after our office and research work. So in short, this is the governing body. We also have people in different parts of the Northeast, and we are still in our process of expansion and acquiring additional ways and means how to go about and things like that. And I don't need to really introduced Mr. Vardhan Shringla to you all. You know that he's been the Foreign Secretary of Government of India. He was the ambassador to the US and ambassador to Bangladesh, in addition to a whole lot of other countries. And he is a important honcho in the foreign affairs of the country. And he is going to chair the session today. This is a gathering of interesting and important people somehow or the other connected with the issue of Northeast as well as issues of artificial intelligence. How best we can leverage artificial intelligence for the betterment of India's Northeast, for the betterment of bringing about an better emotional intelligence in amongst the people of Northeast India, and how best we can take advantage, take help of the network that we have developed by way of inter-think tank interfaces and interactions with the high and mighty around, how best we can take advantage of this situation to bring about certain amount of an ecosystem where artificial intelligence can strive for the betterment of the people of Northeast India. And I now request Shri Vardhan Shringla, IFS retired, former Foreign Secretary, Government of India, and he who heads Global Affairs of Share, to kindly take seat and address the August gathering out here. For your kind information, Shringla sir, we have, as you see, people from different walks of life. It'll not be proper for me to take names because everybody who's here is somebody representing industry, representing academia, representing art and entertainment fields, and representing Indian Army and Air Force, as well as different organizations. Sanjeev, you've been very kind to have responded to our request as well. Good to see you around, and thank you everybody who have made it convenient, despite a very short notice, to come here to respond to our request. And we are so very grateful to you for your kind benediction. Now over to Mr. Shringla, the chairperson.
Thank you very much, Bhaskar. And let me join you in welcoming all who have taken this time to come and attend this panel discussion on artificial intelligence in Northeast India. It's a very unique subject, and I think we are definitely looking forward to a very useful discussion and introspection on the potentialities of AI in the northeastern part of India. Before that, I just want to say that we have with us, besides Bhaskar, who's the main inspiration behind Share, who's been DGP, Director General of Police in Assam. We have Mr. Subbimal, who is, again, the person who brings very, very important experience and expertise from the private sector, from the technology, world of technology. We have Sunita ji, who's a leading cultural personality from the Northeast, but is a pan-Indian personality. And we have Abhijan Das, who has provided a lot of the background to today's discussions. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize two of my very close colleagues, Jishnu Barua, who's chairman of RERA, but also a college mate of mine, and Mr. Gautam Sawang, who's both of them are associated with the Northeast, and I think we could definitely use their skills and their inputs into Share's proceedings. We have a very relevant panel today, I would say, who can provide great amount of depth to our discussions. I want to just start by introducing Shri Anshuman De, who is Joint Secretary in the Department of Northeast Affairs, the Government of India. Shri Vishal Dhupar, who's Managing Director of Nivid Asia, South Nividia. Mr. Arvind Bajaj, who's Managing Director of Evidin, again involved very much in the AI, in the cutting edge of AI technologies. Do we have John with us? Yes. So Microsoft is represented here. Okay, right. We definitely are looking forward, as I said, to a discussion on this very unique subject. But before that, I just want to say, to add to what Bhaskar said, essentially, Share is an organization that really is a collection of people who have an interest in trying to mainstream the Northeast into the larger I would say, policy framework of our country, and of course also bring the vision of our nation into the Northeast, and everybody brings a different level of expertise, whether it is developmental, it is security related, it is cultural, it is technology, it is academic, into shares work, and I think it's a very it's a very recent initiative, so we're just starting off. But I must commend Subimal for having thought of a cutting-edge area of technology and associating that with the Northeast. And I think that is where Share can bring the maximum amount of value on the table when we are able to integrate the Northeast in a way that is most useful, not only for those who are, I would say, involved multinationals like yourselves who are involved in a global effort in terms of producing and disseminating this technology, but for those who are the users and implementers of that technology. And the Northeast is an important part of our country. And I want to just make 5 basic points in my introductory remarks as the chair and leave it to those who know the subject best to really educate us further. The first comment I want to make is the Northeast India as a strategic bridge. As we all know, the Northeast India is the gateway to East and Southeast Asia for our country. It sort of is a bridge between the main part of our country in Southeast Asia, East Asia. As such, it is very closely aligned with our neighborhood first and Act East policies. From that point of view, when you talk about the 3 C's, connectivity, commerce, and cultural commonalities, then I think this is where there is an opportunity for the Northeast to act as the bridge to Southeast Asia and beyond. Also, we have to keep in mind that the Government of India has invested a very significant amount in the development of the Northeast in terms of making it, converting it or transforming the Northeast from once peripheral frontier into a thriving gateway and growth engine. I'm sure Anshuman will speak more about that. But from public sources, it would appear that the government has invested over the last decade or so something to the tune of 5 trillion rupees or $60 billion in this endeavor. And you can imagine that every ministry and department of the Government of India has to allocate 10% of its budgets for activities in the Northeast. So there is a huge amount of potential here, which remains, remains to be utilized. And I think the scope to really, carry this momentum forward in a manner that would most benefit the region and beyond is something that we could discuss. The second point I want to make is digital connectivity and Act East in the Northeast. The Northeast is not just a physical bridge, but also an emerging digital hub connecting regions. So India's vision of connecting the Northeast includes cutting-edge telecom and internet infrastructure. For example, 5G training labs and applications have been established across all 8 Northeast states to bridge the digital divide and skill the youth for the information age. So steps such as these aim to transform the Northeast into India's new growth engine in the digital economy. Look at it this way. I mean, the Northeast has lagged behind in developmental terms from the rest of India. And now it is an opportunity for us to leapfrog in technological terms and take advantage of the latest that is there. So when we talk about AI in the Northeast, I think it's appropriate that we are not going to go through the intermediary stages of technology, but go into an area which is cutting edge, such as the utilization of information AI. When you look at the fact that India has allocated $1 billion to the ASEAN in the form of a line of credit, I think that also provides us with an opportunity for digital connectivity, to establish digital connectivity between the Northeast and the ASEAN countries, countries like Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam, that are already going to be linked through highways flowing from the Northeast, the trilateral highway that goes from Manipur into Myanmar and then Thailand, will also branch off into Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. But that also means, along with that, you can have fiber optic highways through the Northeast and into Southeast Asia, which positions the Northeast as a digital bridge, enabling our neighbors to access better bandwidth and foster regional integration in cyberspace. So digital empowerment of the Northeast also aligns with India's Act East policy and digital diplomacy, enhancing both local development and cross-border connectivity. The third point is AI as a catalyst for the Northeast development. AI as a transformative tool for the Northeast progress. I mean, that's the basic idea. And the potential is not only immense, it's also multifaceted. It can strengthen governance and disaster management. For instance, deploying AI-driven early warning systems to predict floods or earthquakes in disaster-prone regions. Improve connectivity and service delivery through innovations like AI-powered telemedicines that bring quality healthcare to remote hill villages. That's the nature and topography of the Northeast. I mean, many regions are, remote and cut off from highways and other, connectivity factors. But technology can bridge that, and we can sort of use technology to bring the latest fruits of development even to the remotest areas of our northeastern region. Then AI's role in ecology and sustainable growth, optimizing agriculture for better yields, aiding biodiversity conservation in the northeast's rich environmental landscape. And of course, crucially, AI can also be harnessed for inclusive development, ensuring that the most remote communities benefit. For example, intelligent digital platforms can bridge language barriers and deliver government services in local languages. We've seen in the case of Mizoram, the effort to build a multilingual e-governance platform with AI tools. Mizoram has started that. And how AI solutions from climate resilience to healthcare and agriculture could be game changers for Northeast India's unique challenges and opportunities. The fourth point is preserving culture through innovation. So the strength of the Northeast lies not only in a strategic location, but in its vibrant cultural heritage. And I'm sure Sunita, you would agree with me on that. AI and digital technologies can serve as guardians of this heritage, an important focus of today's discussion. The region has hundreds of languages, dialects, traditions, and these can be preserved and promoted with artificial intelligence. For instance, using machine learning to document endangered tribal languages or digitize Naga folklore ensures that modernization does not come at the cost of identity. Highlight how can we, what are the global examples that we can highlight, like AI tools that have been used for Maori or Icelandic language preservation, Maori as in New Zealand and in Iceland language preservation, to show how technology can deepen cultural understanding and keep indigenous knowledge alive. So essentially, by using AI, we can preserve culture, and we can affirm development and heritage can progress hand in hand. A message that is particularly resonant in the Northeast. The fifth and final point is convergence of policy, academia, and industry. So essentially, we could, if the panel could also focus a little bit on AI in governance, tech diplomacy, and cultural preservation, as it underscores the need for a convergent approach. So driving AI revolution in the Northeast India will require the synergy of public policy, academic insight, and private sector innovation. Share itself exemplifies this multi-stakeholder approach, bringing together strategists, scholars, technologists, I won't mention diplomats, I don't think it's appropriate here, and reinforce that government is actively creating an enabling environment from the National Program on AI or Digital to Digital India initiatives. Essentially, collaboration is the key. Collaboration between government, private sector, academia is essential for accelerating AI development, something that Subhimal has been working on. And our international partnerships in global partnership on AI and other digital cooperation forums reflect a commitment to share and to shape AI norms that are not responsible and inclusive. That are responsible and inclusive. We want AI norms to be responsible and inclusive. We want to exclude those that are not. And by aligning efforts across ministries, universities, startups, civil society, we can ensure that AI solutions for the Northeast will come from a shared vision among policymakers, researchers, and innovators, both domestic and international. So I just want to conclude by saying that, let's envisage the Northeast a decade from now, what it would appear. And I think in many senses, probably, we should really be looking at a vision of a thriving digital corridor and innovation hub linking India with its eastern neighbors, integrating the northeastern part of India into our India's AI journey is not merely a regional agenda, but a national imperative. So when the Northeast flourishes as a tech-enabled bridge between South and Southeast Asia, it strengthens India's entire position in the Indo-Pacific. And of course, our broader foreign policy goals and developmental efforts, whether it is Act East to Atmanirbhar Bharat, converge in the Northeast. So AI as a tool for human-centric growth, echoing our stance in global fora that technology must uphold humanity's best values. So essentially, I want to end by affirming a certain confidence that with collective effort, vision, the Northeast will not remain an afterthought, but will emerge as a crucial player in India's AI-powered future, driving inclusive prosperity at home and fostering connectivity in our region. So I'll stop here, and I just want to perhaps request our other panelists to say a few words. I'm sorry if I've spoken for far too long, but I'm sure our panelists have much more to contribute. And let me start with Anshuman ji for his remarks, and then we'll proceed further.